Hi students, welcome back. Today in this video session we'll learn about what are spiro compounds and how to write IUPAC nomenclature for spiro compounds. So that we'll discuss in this video session. So let's begin. What are spiro compounds and their IUPAC nomenclature? See here. So before going to write IUPAC nomenclature, first we need to learn about what are spiro compounds. What are spiro compounds? In our recent video we learned about what are bicyclo compounds and their IUPAC nomenclature. So now we'll discussing about spiro compounds. See here, to understand clearly what are spiro compounds, here I am taking an example. This is a cyclopentane and here I am taking another compound, that is cyclobutane. These are alicyclic rings. Which are alicyclic rings? I am just joining these two alicyclic rings with a single common carbon. Means I am just joining these two cyclic compounds through a single common carbon, then I am getting a resultant compound like this. See here, this is a compound which is I am getting from joining these two different cyclic compounds through this common carbon, called spiro compounds. So I hope you understand well. Simple. Two different rings which are alicyclic rings joined together by a single common carbon called spiro compounds. So now we'll discuss some common properties of these spiro compounds. See here, these are carbon which is joining these two different rings called spiro atom or spiro carbon. See here, what about the spiro carbon? This spiro carbon bonded to 4 carbons. Here in this cyclic system, this carbon bonded to CH2. And what about from the cyclic system? This carbon bonded to CH2. So here the carbon which bonded to 4 carbon groups called quaternary carbon. We can represent with a 4 degree. So here the common carbon which is joining both the cyclic rings, that is called spiro atom or spiro carbon, which is quaternary carbon. So here simple, both the cyclic rings which are connected through a single common carbon called spiro compounds. Now we will discuss some examples to understand clearly. See here, this is the cyclohexane which is bonded to cyclopentane. This is one of the examples of spiro compound. Now here this is cyclobutane which is connected to other cyclobutane. This is one of the examples of spiro compound. Here these are cyclohexane which is bonded to cyclopropane which is unsaturated. Now here I am taking which is cyclopentane bonded to this is cycloheptane. See here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 6 carbons are there. Cycloheptane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, which are joined through this carbon. So this is one of the example of spiro compound with ketone functional group as well unsaturation. Now I am taking another example. See here, this is a cyclopentane and here this is bonded to cyclopentane with ketone functional group with unsaturation. So these are also one of the examples of spiro compounds. So I hope you understand well what are spiro compounds. So now we will discuss about a nomenclature of spiro compounds. To understand clearly, here I am just taking a simple compound which is cyclopentane bonded to cyclobutane. This is a spiro compound. So both the cyclic systems are connected through this carbon. Now here for a spiro compounds, names start with a prefix which is spiro. So here I am just writing the compound is spiro which is as a prefix. Now here I am just ending with a name which is hydrocarbon. See here, this is a hydrocarbon which is spiro compound having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 Total we have 8 carbons. So here is a common carbon 1. See, in this ring like you can take as a bridge. 1, 2, 3 carbons are present in this ring without this common carbon, and here in this ring we have 1, 2, 3, 4 without this common carbon. You just calculate number of carbons other than common carbon. So here 3 carbons are there, left side we have 4 carbons are there, 3 plus 4 it's 7. Now you just add this common carbon, become 8. So just end with the hydrocarbon name. Number of carbons are 8, it's become octane. Octane. See, it's a saturated, there is no double bond, no triple bond, and here there is no functional group, so I'm just ending with E. In between these two, spiro and octane, you just keep a bracket which is square bracket, and here in this bracket we are giving information about number of carbons present in a right side cyclic ring and number of carbons present in left side cyclic ring without this common carbon, without this common carbon. See here in this ring we have 1, 2, 3, and here in this ring we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons are there which are bonded to this common carbon. This is one cycle and this is one cycle. You just take a number of carbons present in a small ring, then go to large ring. See here in this compound, right side system, right side cyclic ring is a small ring, and here left side cyclic ring is a large ring. Here in this ring we have 3 carbons, in this ring we have 4 carbons. So number of carbons present in this ring without common carbon are 3 dot, and number of carbons without common carbon in this left side are 4. So you just keep 2 positions to mention the number of carbons present in a small ring and number of carbons present in a large ring. So now what about the name of this compound? It's pyro 3.4 octane, 3,4 octane. So here this is the bracket which gives the information about number of carbons present in a right side ring and left side ring without common carbon, we have only 2 cyclic rings, so that's what we are just keeping 2 positions, and here the numbering should be from small number to high number, that is ascending order, so first you just take number of carbons in a small ring, then go to large ring. So these are the common rules to write a IUPAC nomenclature of spiro compound. It's spiro 3.4 octane. Now I'm taking another example. See here, this is a cyclohexane which is bonded to cyclopentane, Now I am just keeping a unsaturation at this position. So here if the compound is saturated, simply it's spiro, just start with a spiro prefix and keep a bracket. In this bracket you just write a number of carbons present in a small ring and number of carbons present in the large ring, and end with a hydrocarbon name, but here we have unsaturation, or if we have any other functional group. So now we must give numbering to this compound to mention their position and what functional groups are there. So for that purpose we must give a numbering to the compound. So numbering should start from, see here this is a spirocarbon. Numbering should start from the carbon which is adjacent to spirocarbon, from small ring, See here this is a cyclohexane. Other than this carbon we have 5 carbons. This is cyclopentane. Other than this carbon we have 4 carbons. So among these two, this is a small ring and this is a large ring. So you just start with the numbering from small ring, then go to large ring through common carbon. So the numbering should be start from the carbon which is adjacent to this common carbon. So that is, this is a small ring, so we should start numbering from small ring. That too, the numbering from the carbon which is adjacent to this common carbon. Here this is the carbon which is adjacent to this common carbon. This is a carbon which is adjacent to this common carbon, and this is a small ring. So from small ring to large ring through spirocarbon. So I can start numbering from any one of these two adjacent carbons from the spirocarbon. But here see, if I start numbering from these carbon, I'll get unsaturation at 1, 2, third position. If I start numbering from here, I'll get the position, that is the first position for unsaturation, you just follow least locant order while giving a numbering. See here, if I am starting from here, the unsaturation get third position. If I start from here, unsaturation get first position. So this is the first carbon, second carbon, and here this is third carbon, fourth carbon. I just covered all the carbons in this ring and I'm just passing through spirocarbon 4 and this is 5. See here, again after this pyrocarbon you can continue anti-clockwise or clockwise. I'm just following the anti-clockwise 5, 6, 7, 8, it's 9, 10. So total number of carbons present in this spirocarbon are 10. Now I'm just writing IUPAC name for this compound. The name start from spiro, that is prefix. I'm just keeping a square bracket to mention number of carbons in both the cyclic rings. See here, this is a small ring, number of carbons are 4, and this is a large ring, number of carbons are 5, 4.5. And what about the hydrocarbon name? 10 carbons are there, so word root is Beck. And here we have unsaturation. We have unsaturation at first position, Beck 1 in. I'm just ending with E because there are no functional groups on this compound. There is no functional group on this compound. So finally, what is IUPAC name of this compound? It's spiro 4,5-dec 1-ene. 4,5-dec 1-ene. So this is the IUPAC name of that spiro compound. Now I am taking another examples. See here, see this is a cyclohexane, this is a cyclobutane, which are bonded through these spirocarbon. Now this is a small ring which have 3 carbons and this is a large ring which have 5 carbons. So obviously the numbering should be from the small ring to high ring. So numbering from the carbon which is adjacent to this common carbon. Here this is a one adjacent carbon and here this is a one adjacent carbon. So from which carbon should I start numbering? I am starting from this carbon because at this carbon I am getting unsaturation first, second, here this is third. It is a spiro compound. I just covered all the carbons in small ring and I am going through spirocarbon. Now I am just continuing in this large ring. So can I continue anti-clockwise or clockwise? See here, if I continue anti-clockwise, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here this is the ketone group getting 6th number, and what about the bromine getting 8th position. Here compared to these two, ketone gives more priority than bromine. I should give a priority to this ketone. So according to that I must follow anti-clockwise 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are numbering first, second, third, passing through spirocarbon. I am just continuing anti-clockwise because I just wanted to cover this ketone group very early. That means with a less number. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I am just writing the name. So here actually in those compounds there are no substituents, but here we have substituent bromine. So before spiro we must write about substituent. So here bromine at 8th position. It's 8 bromo. Now there are no other substituents. I am just giving spiro, which is spiro compound, and here bracket. In this we must give a 2 positions, 3 carbons in this small ring and 5 carbons in this large ring. It's become 3.5, and here unsaturation is there at first position, and total number of carbons in this spiro compound 9. It's become known, and at first position we have unsaturation, it's 1-ene, and last, that is secondary suffix, which is ketone functional group at 6th position. It become 6-one. So what is the IUPAC name of this compound? It's 8 bromo spiro 3,5, 3 carbons in this ring, 5 carbons in this ring, 3, 5, that is ascending order. Known, total number of carbons in this spirocarbon. Word root for 9 is known, and at first position we have double bond, it's in. sorry, here it's ene, which is unsaturation primary suffix. Now end with the functional group, which is secondary suffix. Here ketone is at 6th position. Ketone is at 6th position. So this is the IUPAC name of this spiro compound, which having functional group as well unsaturation. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3. So here right side we have 3 carbons other than this common carbon in this cyclic ring. Here we have total 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons in this ring. Now I am just taking unsaturation at this carbon, and here I am giving a aldehyde functional group at this carbon. Now we must give numbering to this compound, which is from the carbon which is adjacent to spiro compound, spirocarbon. Here this is a carbon which is adjacent, this is a carbon which is adjacent. So I can start numbering from any one of these two, because if I start from here, the aldehyde getting second position. If I start from here, also getting second position. So there is no problem from this carbon or from this carbon. I am starting from this carbon first, second, and this is third, it's fourth. Now following the anti-clockwise, because here 4 5 6th. If I follow anti-clockwise, then 5th 6th, at 6th position we are getting unsaturation. If I follow clockwise, 5th 6th 7th 8th, I am getting that unsaturation at 8th position. So according to that least locant order, I am just following anti-clockwise. 4th 5th 6th, here 7th 8th 9th and 10th. So total number of carbons in this spiro compound, it's 10. 3 plus 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 1 common carbon. So total 10 number of carbons are there. Then what about the IUPAC name of this compound? It's, see here, it's spiro. I am just keeping a square bracket. Here see, in this small ring we have 1 2 3 carbons, it's become 3. And here in this large ring we have 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6. Now I am just taking number of carbons in this spiro compound 10. So its word would become dec. And here we have unsaturation at 6th position. Dec 6, unsaturation is triple bond, it's ine, which is a primary suffix. Now I am ending with the functional group, which is secondary suffix. Here aldehyde is bonded to the second carbon. See here, if this carbon is included in a word root, that means major parent chain, then we just end with the al, which is the suffix name for aldehyde, which is suffix name for aldehyde. But here this carbon is not included in this parent chain, so we must write that suffix name including this carbon, it's become 6-ine 2-carbaldehyde. So this is a IUPAC name for this compound. It's spiro 3,6-dec 6-ine 2-carbaldehyde. So this is IUPAC name for this compound. Like here I am taking another examples. See, both the cyclohexanes which are connected through a single common carbon, which is quaternary carbon. Here we have unsaturation, and here now I am taking bromine substituent at this carbon. Now here 5 carbons are present in this ring, other than this spirocarbon. Both the rings having a same number of carbons. So the numbering from any one of ring, but here now I am just going to a functional group priority. In this ring we have bromine functional group, that is substituent, and here in this ring we have ketone, functional group. So here competition between bromine and ketone, here double bond, both are equal, but here see, this ring having a ketone functional group, and here in this ring having bromine. So what is the priority order between bromine and ketone? Ketone shows more priority than bromine. So I must start number from this ring to then go to next second ring through a spirocarbon. So the numbering should from any one of adjacent carbons of spirocarbon. Here these two are adjacent carbons. If I start numbering from this carbon, I should follow anti-clockwise, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Then ketone gets fifth number. If I follow from here, if I start from here, the ketone gets first number. That means first, second, third. So ketone getting first and unsaturation getting third. So here priority goes to ketone. So I am starting from these carbon. So first, according to least locant order, first, second, this is third, fourth, fifth. I'm just completing these 5 carbons which are in this ring. I'm passing through spirocarbon 5, here 6. Now I can follow clockwise or anti-clockwise. On clockwise, I'm getting bromine at 7th position and unsaturation at 8th position, 9, 10 and here 11. If I follow anti-clockwise, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11th position I'm getting bromine, and what about 6, 7, 8, 9, 9th position I'm getting unsaturation. So better just follow clockwise. In that way we will get bromine at 7th position, least number, unsaturation at 8th position. So this is a numbering to this compound. Now I am writing a name for this compound. It's a spiro compound, and here we have bromine substituent at 7th position. So first write information about substituent. Substituent at 7th position, 7 bromo, and there are no other substituents. It become spiro, and here 5 carbons in this ring and 5 carbons in that ring. So both the rings having same number of carbons. It's 5, 5. I am just taking a word root for 11 number of carbons. It's undec. Word root name for 11 carbons. It's undec. Now we have unsaturation at 3rd position as well 8th position. 3, 8. 2 unsaturations are there. 2 double bonds are there. It's di. The double bond primary suffix is in. Now I am ending with functional group which is as a secondary suffix. At first position we have ketone, in 1 one. See, this is the IUPAC name for this compound. It's 7 bromo, spiro 5, 5, undec 3, 8, di in 1 one. This is IUPAC name of this compound. So I hope you understand well what are spiro compounds and how to write IUPAC name for spiro compound. If you like the video, subscribe the channel, share, like, comment and hit the bell icon so that you will get latest video lectures. Thank you.